Hi, everybody. My name is Tim Stollery. I'm a videographer, but I'm also a really big time history buff. And I ended up at the New Jersey State Archive like about 15 or 20 years ago when I was working in Trenton. And it's this place that for many is kind of a concept. Oh, there's an archive. Think of the scene, the final scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they're taking the Ark and they're putting it into that room where there's massive shelves of stuff. And that's kind of like what this is. This is the landing page for the State Archive, and you can see everything you need to do is clickable, and you set up an appointment, and they have just an amazing amount of items there that are available to you because you're a taxpayer. It's not free. It's reasonably priced to go down there. You have to make an appointment, and mostly there's researchers there. There's not a lot of, John Q citizens who show up, but, hopefully you guys will take something out of this presentation and head down there. As you can see, there's the, you got birth and marriage, and this is just one little breakout of what they have. A lot of military records, a lot of their photographic records, any photographs that were shot by the government, by the state for the building of the DNR canal, the building of any bridges. I mean, anything that had government funding as part of it, not just state funding, county funding as well. And where photographs were taken, the photographs are in this archive. Here's just a brief look at what they have. Colonial marriage bonds going back to 1666. I mean, that's really incredible stuff. Birth records, 1848 to 1921. I don't know why they stopped at 1921, but if you go down there, you can find out. Estate records, wills and inventories, surrogate court, prerogative court. I read that and I thought, what is a prerogative court? It's your prerogative. Prerogative is like probate. It's not a criminal court. So if somebody dies back in 1800 without a will, and he's got a couple of wives and he's got land all over the place, they're going to fight over it. They're going to go to the prerogative court to fight that out. This is the image of all the stuff, and they have these moving rows. You can see the runners there. These stacks and stacks just open up. And it's just so much stuff. It's really cool. This is Joe Klett. He's a friend. He's the executive director, and he's bringing me into the top secret vault where the really cool stuff is. First thing that he showed me was New Jersey's copy of the Bill of Rights. And there it is. I guess the 13 amendments of the Bill of Rights. And if you want to read it and see it, you go to the archive website and you'll see this. This is a screenshot, so it's not clickable for me, but if you go, you can click on that image and see it. And over here is the text of what's in the Bill of Rights from 1789. Here is New Jersey's Declaration of Independence. This is the New Jersey Constitution, which they put together. And it was finished July 2nd, 1776. And if you look up here, it looks like it's a rough draft. There's crossouts. But this is the Constitution because they were in a hurry to get it done so that they could get all of the attendees of the Constitution to sign it to declare, New Jersey's independence. Because remember, at the time, each state thought they may become their own country. We were 13 separate, different colonies with different personalities and different beliefs. And so New Jersey got theirs done. And they also realized each person who signed on this New Jersey Declaration of Independence, known as the New Jersey Constitution, they were in effect signing their own death warrant, because if the British got hold of them and they saw the names on there, they would be hanged for signing that document. There's a close-up. Now we go to some of the cool stuff that's at the archive. all of these things, the convention minutes about the convention of the ratification of the United States Constitution. Each state had a convention where they spent days and days going over this Constitution, how we become a unified government. How does New Jersey agree to the same rules and stipulations as Massachusetts and Virginia? And so each state had a convention, and they took careful notes of the convention. And so you could check it out here, the convention minutes. Here is the New Jersey's ratification of the United States Constitution. New Jersey's Bill of Rights, same thing, constitutional amendments. So all of those things are clickable, and all of those things are at the State Archive. What happened here? Whoops. Go. Sorry about that. Okay, so in 2005, when acting Governor Cody was governor, the state came upon this really exciting trove of stuff that a private owner had, and he was going to auction it at Christie's. And the name of that trove of stuff was, they called it the Proprietors and Adventurers. And so the state became aware of it. Mostly this guy, Joe Klett, who I just told you about, he went to Governor Cody and he said, this is like, you can't let this go. So they figured out a way to get it. They paid $656. That's what they paid for it, but it's worth it because it's the history of our state. It's so important. So this is one of the main books. It's called The Minute Book of the Lord Proprietors of New Jersey from 1664 to 1683. Remember, New Jersey was from 1664 to 1702. We were run by absentee landlords who were in England. It was all about the land, the farming, and the natural resources. They knew, travelers from all over the world knew that this land of New Jersey was so chock full of food and natural resources, ore and iron that were in the mountains, that everybody knew the value of this place. There's one of the maps that came with the proprietors' documents from Christie's. Here you see Cape Cod. Here you see Long Island. Here's West Jersey, East Jersey. You can see the tip of New Jersey down by Cape May. How much time do I have? I don't see a timer on here. What am I up to?
2 minutes left, sir.
Oh, 2 minutes, man. I'm just getting started. Here are some of the extracts and letters relating. Originally, Carteret and Berkeley, they thought that Staten Island was part of New Jersey, so they had to fight that out. Luckily, we didn't end up with Staten Island. We let them have it. Here are some of the names of the proprietors who were part of the adventurers and proprietors. This is a cool article that was done by this Michelle Novak, which basically talks about New Jersey. We were born on June 24th, 1664, when James, the Duke of York, the brother of the English King Charles, granted the land between the Hudson and the Delaware River to these proprietors, to George Carteret and John Berkeley. This is a cool example of a 1 shilling bill that's at the archive. Here's a close-up of a 30 shilling bill. You flip it over and they let you know in no uncertain terms the penalty for counterfeiting. It's printed right there on the document. Death to counterfeit. The Second Congress, when George Washington was president, enacted a bill to decree that every cent, every penny shall contain 208 grains of copper. Every half cent shall contain 104 grains of copper. And I thought that was like a mistake. Don't they mean grams? But they really meant grains. So I went on the interwebs and there it is. Who knew? Copper is measured in grains. And I thought it was a mistake, but It was not. How am I doing? Am I done?
Yep, you're wrapping up now.
Okay, I'm wrapping up. All right. So if you get down to Trenton, county records, court of Oyer and Terminer, that means to hear and determine. West Jersey, East Jersey, more of that stuff. Here's a map of East Jersey, West Jersey. Here's a province line sign. That's out on the road. That's on Amwell Road. That's not at the archive. Here's an example of the split between East and West Jersey, Province Line Road through Hopewell. And if you want to go out, this is another cool thing I found in my research. The movie database, where you look up movies, here's a historical marker database. If you want to go and find markers for stuff all over the US and New Jersey, you just go to this, the historical marker database. Pretty cool. All right, that's it for me.
Excellent. We're gonna have Sam follow up with you to get some of those links. So we'll make sure when we create it into the blog post, all those links will be out there for you. All right, Tim?
Sure. Any questions?
Now, can you take pictures at the archives? If you were to take pictures of the pictures or any of those things, are you allowed to use those, or do you, as long as you reference it back to the archive, or are those copyrighted material that you're not allowed to touch?
No, it's not. It's public domain. So if you bring, what I used to do was I paid them back in the day when I first started researching there, and I worked for New Jersey Public TV, so they reimbursed me. But now, if you come across a document, you got your iPhone, and these iPhones are pretty good. As long as you hold it steady and you tap the focus button, you can, they'll bring out these documents for you, and they'll offer to do a camera copy, which they charge, $8 or whatever. But no, if you bring your phone, you can copy whatever they bring out. It's public domain.
Yeah. Also, Dennis, anything that is on a .us website for the US government, since taxpayer money paid for it to be produced, and like the images as well, for the most part, that's public domain unless they specifically say it's not. So you just got to dig a little bit, but you can grab those pictures if you wanted to.
Wow, good to know.